HIV and AIDS is so prevalent right now amongst MSM, especially African American MSM, and we're doing things. Some of us are doing things to protect ourselves, and some of us aren't. So I want to get out there and I want to let them know, well, hey, just because we're black, just because we're African American, we may have, even though we may have like our own myths and suspicions about how HIV is transmitted and everything like that, I'm here to let you know it doesn't have to be that way.
To be honest, I thought it was a white disease. So, of course, we just thought, no, we couldn't get it.
I didn't think that it was basically for black folks. So it was kind of a prejudice thing. I thought it was just a white people thing. And then as we started getting more open and started seeing it was just not one culture.
There were times when I didn't use condoms because I didn't like the way they felt, or there were times when I would just say I would be with someone for a while who I thought that I knew and used condoms, and then there were times when I was getting high and didn't use condoms. So really, to be honest with you, those guys' stories are my story also.
My life changed at the point when I first got diagnosed as me being HIV positive. I've been HIV positive for 19 years. Hookups came so easy. It was like 2, 3 every 4 minutes. Yeah, that was really. If you did not have a hookup, then something was really, really wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? I was into kind of anything and everything. I used to hook up with about 3 to 5 people a week. Depending upon who it was, where I was at, depending upon if I used a condom or not.
I've had some guys say, well, I got an STD, and and that was a wake up call for me.
One particular time to where I got into the heat of the moment, and this also showed me to what looks good is not always good. And this person was, they gave me that they were the ultimate. They had the body, they had everything, the job. And I was like, wow, wow. And I gave them oral sex. And maybe a couple of days later, my lip started growing. And it got bigger and bigger, and they told me that I had on something that wasn't right, so, which it was a syphilis. And so I was like, wow, and I tried to call that person. The phone number wasn't working anymore. So now you can't get me to no oral sex, no kind of sex, not protected. I mean, I'm scared. I was just, it's like I would just sit and just, wait. If we're not gonna do it the right way, we're not gonna do it at all.
I have been to at least 25 funerals in the past 2 years.
I've lost several friends. One of my friends, which is my original drag mother, to sit and see her deteriorate. And it hurt me so because I had never, ever, no one that close that has ever happened to me. It's just, she just faded away. If there was someone sitting here to where they could, send a message to her, the one thing I would always tell her is, I miss you. I'm still trying to be good. So
I was hurt a lot with a lot of my friends because they gave up. Had they still fought, they'll still be here today. What I remember most about my best friend, Paul Leroy King, we were like peanut butter and jelly. He did his little hair up, put his little stuff on. And just to see him like that, and because he was only maybe weighed 135 pounds. So just to see him like that was just so tickled to me. It was just really exciting to me. If I could say one thing to him, it would be that I love him. Steps that I would take to decrease the HIV or just to dealing with HIV, the first thing I would do is know my status.
I was afraid a couple of times I might be positive You know, I haven't been a saint always. The very first time I decided to take an HIV test, I was so afraid. Once I finally started hitting close to home and I started seeing friends actually suffer, I was wanting to be more educated. I wanted to find out my status. Now I get tested every year, January every year. I'm 36 years old. I've experienced too much. Like I said, I've seen too many people pass along. No one can tell me or play that game with me anymore about let's have sex without a condom and it's okay. No, 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 no. We cannot. No. My main thing that I have done to reduce, my risk of HIV, um, first of all, when I meet someone, I like to get to know that person. It may be months before we even have any kind of sexual experience.
No, there's no situation that I would not use a condom. If I could tell anybody anything, or just to listen to me before they make a big mistake in their entire life, if you don't want to end up like me being HIV, please just play it safe.
It makes me feel really good when I see people that I've helped a year or two ago and telling me, hey, say, don't you work, I get that all the time. Don't you work for Montrose? Say, remember you helped me get in the treatment? Or remember, man, you gave me those condoms, man, because of that, I still use condoms today. It actually feels wonderful. I feel like I have a sense of purpose.